Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's time for the holidays! I'm so excited to join in the Christmas spirit of the season. All those Hallmark movies and gift giving. I want to hit the ground running when it comes to our Christmas planning. And if you haven't budgeted your time and or your resources wisely, sometimes you get into a pinch, saving all of that last minute hustle and bustle when we really should be spending it with the ones we absolutely adore. So this year, I've decided to put, again, another holiday planner together. This is last year's standard size Freckle Fun Traveler's Notebook. It was lovely, it was wide, big wide open spaces to do all my planning, but this year I took a different turn, and the reason is I wanted it to be a little bit more portable as we move into the holiday season. So I decided on a Websters Pages personal size rings color crush planner. Yes, rings. As much as the outside is lovely, the inside is the most important part. It's not just the decorations, it's about preparing for the holidays. So I just wanted to show you that I have this great handout sheet that you can download from my website, krodesigns.blogspot.com. I'll go ahead and leave the link below. And it has all of the categories that I use, not only for overall budget, but gift planning, classroom party, Christmas Eve day, and of course the big day, Christmas. So stay tuned for a really fast flip through where I explain all about my holiday planning. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I chose this because of the buffalo plaid on the front. I do love the fact that it's not exactly a jet black, very dark brown, so it lends itself to the leather, and it also lends itself to other times of years as well, but I thought it would work well with Christmas. It's got a Webster's Pages insignia on the spine, but the hardware is just so elegant. Love the tooling on the leather. It's very well made, as well as the attention to detail there on the snap cover. It does have a forever keychain that you can unattach from the pen loop, but I think it adds a little bit of charm there as well. Let's go on inside. So on the interior, we have these wonderful pockets that Webster's Pages has put together. And if you ever want to adhere anything to the inside cover, all you have to do is put a piece of washi tape down and then go ahead and adhere something to the top of it so it doesn't harm the planner. I've got Freckled Fawn paper here as well as Pink Fresh Studio. This also is a Freckled Fawn paper clip that is just a great addition to any planner, especially one with all the deer running through it. I've got another Webster's Pages collection, I think it was last year, had these paper clips that I picked up at from them, and it's a 25 that obviously insigniates Christmas Day. And then I have this great tag here that I picked up and made just to add a little bit of decoration to the pockets. But most importantly is underneath here is I have a great stash of Project Life cards that I will be using for placeholders when I'm flipping back and forth. Again, this front part is Webster's Pages Deer, and the joy and the paper for the majority of this is from Felicity Jane Oh Deer collection that was in 2016. Again, the interior of the dividers is slightly different than the calming part of the front side, but I could not help but organize my planner with some green and some red as traditional Christmas colors. I have all of the sections that I have in this planner laid out, and also the categories and the columns that I would be using as we move on through here, as you'll see in just a second. I did use Any Plants printables as the majority of the inserts, and you can find a coupon and a download link down below in the description box as well. This part is just a picture, and I love incorporating dimension. This is a Colorcast Designs wood veneer attachment to the front. And then as we turn the page, I have a monthly calendar. Now this will be just to serve as reminders for events. It will also serve as a reminder for making sure I get my holiday baking done on task and on time. So I'll be writing those things in this December, but this won't have anything personal as in out of school dates and that sort of thing. So I'll be writing in those dates very soon. I did adhere this one to the back side of this, and I think it lends itself well to this next page, which is just basically a full picture, a 4x6 picture that I trimmed slightly with adornments on the top. The Backside again is Felicity Jane. And then I did get these Annie Plants printables. This is a collaboration between Annie and Coffee Monster Co. And I thought these were a great addition for just jotting down things all right offhand. I don't like to put my notes section clear in the back. I think it serves me great purpose if I do put it up front. That way I don't have to flip all the way through to write something down that's just off the top of my head. I did put a mini divider in here. It's just a piece of acetate that I got from Allie Edwards December Daily not too long ago. And then I did put an extra pieces of lined paper. And as we move through here, I have some sticky notes that I'm all ready to go and start adding some things into my pages. The next page here is this budget divider. Again, color cast designs and a picture for decoration, as well as another picture here. It serves me as a reminder from years past. The overall Christmas budget, which is laid out on this page, I'll go ahead and fill in those categories and the amounts as I need, and then have my overall budget here on the bottom. I did print this onto cardstock, so it would be a little bit more sturdy as I'm flipping back and forth through my planner. In the back side I did leave blank. And then here we have another divider that would be the gifts. This is from digital design from Kelly Stamps, as well as some Felicity Jane. The interior is again of Christmas morning, one morning with the kids jumping up and down. It's just a great reminder of all those Christmas pasts. And then I have some Freckled Fawn attachments and some Pink Fresh Studio as well. So this is where I'll be laying out all of my gift ideas. Every person in my immediate family, meaning all my kids and my husband, will have their own page. It is a double-sided page, and they will get 3 or 4, and most of the time that this is for just ideas. If I was to write down somebody's name and then for sure going to get that present for that person, I will designate this in some way, whether it be a highlighter or a sticker. I haven't quite decided yet, but that's all the entirety of this section. With the gifts section, I also have a gift planner for extended friends and family with the columns name, budget, gift, and a check mark. Of course, with the overall budget on the bottom. And as you see in these sort of instances from previously, these are in black and white. And the reason I did that is because there'll be a differentiation between some of the other parts in my divider. I wanted this one to have a black and white feel. So when I added the stickers, it would have a pop of color. But you can print these in black and white, and also if you wanted to have a little grayer tone, which I'll show you later on, that will be using the button Saving Ink. Then we move on to extended friends and family, and then we have stocking stuffers, which are always a challenge for me, so I need to remember to write it down and make sure I get those from you know who. Stocking stuffers, again, has a second page. And then I need to remember my classroom helpers, whether they're just the teachers or the aides and the teachers. Then I have my classroom party. What games are we suggesting to play, the snack options, and of course the decorations in my budget. Online shopping has always been one of those things where if you spend and don't receive, you're out a little bit of money. So I wanted to make sure that once I've purchased an item, what cost it is, the retailer, whether it's been shipped and delivered to my home. Again, I'll have that on the back side. Black Friday shopping, I want to make sure that this is portable so I can go ahead and get those Black Friday items. In a rush, I just have the store, the item, the budget, or the actual cost and check mark for completion. And then I have, of course, the second page. I might have to add a couple more pages to my Black Friday list. Here is a double divider. I just added these sentiments on the back side of this paper. And then this is a free-floating acrylic from, I believe, Allie Edwards. And all I did was to make sure it didn't slide too far into the rings. I just added a double piece of washi tape to make sure it just went in the J and the Y of the joy. Again, this is the next divider, which is called Fun. I know it's a little generic, but if I had too many dividers, I get a little confused. So all the fun things like December bucket list, Elf on the Shelf reminder, and I go ahead and pre-do that, and I know it's really early in the season, but if I go ahead and get those ideas down for the first several, I seem to snowball into actually completing the Elf on the Shelf. And then, of course, I have some additional ones closer to the holidays. My holiday shows to watch. What I've done is I've gone through and written down all of the titles. Again, also if I've watched them, it would be a completion in the corner, the channel, and of course the date and time. I did put the days of the week on certain days just because I think that there's not a regular schedule as far as Hallmark goes. There's plenty of sheets for that if I wanted to add more. Then I have my budget for my indoor and outdoor decor, as well as the store and the item and the cost. The next one will be correspondence, and I like to keep that with travel plans and also the holiday card list. What I'm planning to do is take one column, write the name of the addressee of the person that I received a card from, and then another checkbox from the same person if I have sent them a card as well. So it's a tit for tat. So I'll be using the first line for each one person. I hope that makes sense. And then I've got your travel plans here. Annie does a great job at making sure we're all covered, as well as not just driving, but also flight plans as well. My favorite part is the food. Whose isn't? So I made a little picture of a previous year of having some holiday cheer with baking, and then I just added a little shopping list here if I needed one. Also attached another picture and a paperclip. I do have a baking list where I talk about, or well, I'll be putting down all of my holiday baking items, where the recipe source is, and its completion. Another insert here that really doesn't serve a purpose all too well, but it makes a great divider between that and meal planning for several of the days. I will have company in town, so it is nice to make sure that I'm preparing not only for the big events in meal planning, but also the day-to-day. So let's talk about our grocery list. If I leave all of my grocery list items to be completed all in one shot, my budget is just a mess because I want to make sure I spread out the perishable items and the non-perishable items. That way I can make 2 separate trips to the grocery store and spend in 2 different pay cycles. So that's why I have separate grocery lists. And if you can see from my grocery list that it is slightly less pigmented than the meal planning, that's because I use that ink toner saving button on my printer, and it actually turned out quite well, to be honest. Next is meal planning again, and another grocery list. The last section I've got here is a Christmas Eve and Christmas Day section, and since those days are so big and super important, I want to make sure that I've got all my bases covered. This page is for Christmas Eve, things that I need to make sure I task during the morning, afternoon, and evening sessions, my meal plan for the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner as an overview. And then I've got a to-do list here, events that I need to attend to make sure if I'd have to go over to Grandma's house or Aunt Susie's. And then I've got a notes section here as well, an extra page for just jotting down extra notes. And then I have the same repeat sections for Christmas Day as well. My last divider is more of like an end page to make sure the pages don't slip underneath when it's closed. Again, I've got the deer running through the planner. And then the last thing I've got here is called this Accordion Folder, which if you haven't seen, I'll leave the link below. This is for my cash envelope system. What I'll be doing is adding cash for different sections in here. That way when I take this to the store, I can just go ahead and remove the cash and add the change, and everything is hunky and dory. And then I'm not impeding on this last pocket, which is where I'm going to be putting my cash register, checklist, and also some receipts. Of course, this Websters pages has this great pen loop, which I'll be adding a pen to, so I'll be ready to jot my items down, toot sweet, when I'm needing to do that. All right, guys, well, I really appreciate you stopping by. Take care, and I hope you like and subscribe. Merry Christmas. Bye.